What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger. We're back at you again today with another MLB 15 The Show Diamond Dynasty online gameplay. And it's once again that time of the week, time for another edition of This Week in Major League Baseball, where we talk about all things baseball related. And it's a weekly series that I love doing for you guys, and it seems like a lot of you like it as well. Now, if you ever have any topics that you want me to go over, feel free to leave them in the comment section for next week's episode. Also, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter name is @IIII Mike, so that's the letter I 4 times, and then my name, Mike. Feel free to come have some baseball conversations with me. Let's talk about some things that happened last week. Very unfortunate news for the St. Louis Cardinals. Adam Wainwright tears his Achilles. He is done for the season. You hate to see that happen to a guy like him. Somebody who's very, very likable. And somehow, some way, I still feel like the Cardinals will find their way to winning the NL Central and making some noise in the playoffs. It just seems like you can never count that team out of it. I don't know why, but they are just remarkable almost every season. It seems like they are battling. And with that happening and some other injuries, around the league with pitchers, Max Scherzer opened his mouth and basically said that, he thinks they should do away with pitchers hitting in baseball. Now, of course, he's coming from the AL going over to the NL. And, Madison Bumgarner kind of took some offense to that statement, and I thought it was hilarious what he said. Now, I do want to read this to you because you got to keep in mind Scherzer came from the AL where there's a designated hitter. Now he's in the NL where he has to bat. And, Bumgarner is one of those pitchers that's actually pretty good at hitting. I believe it definitely has hit home runs before, but I believe he hit a home run. I'm probably making up stuff. Did he hit a home run in the World Series last year? I think he may have. But listen to this comment by Bumgarner speaking about Scherzer. He said he knew the rules, whatever much he signed for. What did he get again? He didn't have a problem signing his name. He didn't have a problem with hitting then. I'm sure he had to pick his... Excuse me, I just butchered that whole the whole quote. He had his pick of anywhere he wanted to go. So basically just stating that, stop crying about it, get over it, and deal with it. You're getting paid a lot of money to hit baseballs and pitch baseballs now. And I want to know, you guys can let me know in the comments section, if you had your choice, would you do away with the designated hitter, or would you bring the designated hitter to both sides, both leagues? Me personally, well, I'll just say this. I know it's never going to change. There's always going to be discussion about it. But baseball is such a traditional sport with traditional rules. And records are a big part of it that I don't think they'll ever make such a drastic change. But I really like the level of strategy that is involved when it comes to no DHing. I think, it just adds more to what a manager has to worry about. And, even when I'm playing the show and I come up to a situation where it's time for my pitcher to hit and maybe it's too early for him to come out, but I really need, a batter up there to take care of business. I just love that extra level of strategy, so I'd like to hear your guys' thought on that as well. No DH or DH, how would you like it? Would you like it across all leagues? Would you like it to stay the way it is? Hit me up in the comments section. Another pitcher that took a brutal hit to the face with a baseball, and I saw this one while I was watching it the other night, was Archie Bradley, who's a really, really good pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Actually beat Clayton Kershaw on his first career start, but the other night, Carlos Gonzalez hits a line drive right up the middle, and it smacked him right in the face. Good news, he is okay. His face was swollen. It looked like the size of maybe 3 golf balls, like, in his cheek, but he's gonna be okay, so that was good news. But just a, something that I thought I'd mention. And as we're talking about pitchers, this is a guy that I brought up in my video yesterday on how to make stubs, and we were talking about different players that deserve upgrades, different guys who are playing very, very well and might be under the radar. And this entire team is under the radar, though I think they're starting to finally get some attention, and that is the Houston Astros. Now, I just called them Astros. Astros, that's what I meant to say. Now, this team is unbelievable right now, but Dallas Keuchel, I just wanted to mention him because he is now 3-0 with a 0.73 ERA, 37 innings pitched, and 22 strikeouts. Yesterday against the Padres, he gave up a early run and then went ridiculous on them, retired like the final 22 out of his 23 batters faced. It was just insane, and the Astros are just playing really, really good baseball. I've mentioned them on Twitter a couple times, and just looking at the standings, listen to this. In the AL West, they are 14-7, winners of 6 in a row, winners of 9 out of their last 10. So they're definitely balling out. I said that they were flying under the radar. I got a feeling that they're going to be getting some more attention now, especially Dallas Keuchel, as people start to notice how well they're playing. I don't think they'll win that division, but I do think with all the young hitters and pitchers that they have, they will certainly be in contention most of the way. The Mariners are playing a little bit better. That's the team that I've been saying all along I think is going to win that division. They've won 3 in a row, 6 out of their last 10. The Detroit Tigers still leading the AL Central with a 15-7 record. Kansas City not too far behind them. Well, Kansas City stopped getting into fights. They keep getting into fights every time I make one of these videos. They get into a fight after it. So last week we talked about their brawl, and then they get into one like Friday right after I talked about their brawl last Thursday. So if the record holds it, they're going to get into another fight at some point this weekend because I'm mentioning them. The Yankees, winners out of 7 of their last 10 with a 13-9 record, leading the AL East. As I mentioned, the Cardinals winning the NL Central. The Mets have kind of faltered since that 10-in-a-row streak. They've now lost 4 out of their last 10, 15-7, 2 in a row they've dropped. And then the Dodgers with a 13-8 record lead the National League West. My Rockies 2 games behind them. We just dropped 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks, though, so that was a little bit unfortunate. Mark Trumbo is another guy I just wanted to give props to because I watched him over the last 3 days, and I remember him with the Angels, and I was surprised when they let him go, or I believe maybe they traded him, but him and Goldschmidt are a really nice 3-4 combo over there in Arizona. So this is going to wrap up the video. See, we get a rage quit here. Wasn't much scoring going on in the game, but then we started to turn things on. Trout and Tulo started to do some work, and we're going to get the win. I hope you guys once again enjoyed this week of This Week in Baseball. I'm Popular Stranger. Thanks for watching. Peace.